Congressman Ron Paul is not letting the former Massachusetts Governor Mitt Romney wrap up the GOP nomination without a big fight. Congressman Ron Paul is still taking away delegates from Governor Romney, scoring big victories in Maine and Nevada at conventions on Sunday. Ron Paul will not be the GOP nominee, but his supporters say they want him to have a real shot at addressing the nation this summer at the Republican National Convention. Carl Cameron with the news. He's live from Washington. Ron Paul supporters will tell you he still has a chance.
Well, mathematically he doesn't, but symbolically he sure does, and he wants a big role at the convention. Paul has not won any primaries or caucuses, but with a plurality of delegates in 5 states, his name can be offered up for nomination officially at the Republican National Convention in Tampa this August, and that could greatly expand his impact on the Romney Convention and his role there. At the Nevada State Convention this weekend, Ron Paul backers sewed up 22 of the 28 elected delegates for Paul. Romney actually won Nevada's caucuses, and state GOP rules require that Nevada's delegates will have to back Romney on the first ballot in Tampa. But theoretically, if there was to be a second ballot in Tampa, then they could all switch to Paul. Don't count on that to happen, but that's not the only place where things like that are going on. This weekend at the Maine State Republican Convention, Paul backers elected 23 out of 24 delegates for Paul in a state that Romney actually won. He pulled off a victory in the Maine caucuses earlier this year. And it really threatens to challenge any attempt. Romney is saying he will challenge any attempt in Maine for his victory to be overturned. But in the rest of the states, there's a similar situation where the delegates are bound to Romney. So even though the Paul campaign is picking up delegates to the convention, they're going to have to vote for Romney at least on the first ballot. That would be Massachusetts is one of those states. Minnesota is one of those states. Iowa is one of those states. So he's getting very close to 5. But the idea that Ron Paul is doing much more than sort of advancing the cause of liberty, which is what he says on the campaign trail. You don't often hear him say he's running for president. This is more about Ron Paul being able to sort of win the grassroots arguments with the Republican voters across the country for more conservative politics among activists than Romney has in the popular votes at the actual ballot places, Shep. It's going to go on like this for a long time. Suffice it to say, Ron Paul will be at the convention as a supporting actor, not the nominee.
All right. Carl Cameron in D.C. Carl, thank you. Now the story of the freight